is all what you've been waiting for, keynote speaker. Dr. Li-Ming Hu is a wonderful person. If you see in the program book, he is really amazing. His company had $3 billion market value, and he's done several IPO. And he also has a big heart. He also set up a foundation for children with special needs. And so the first time I met him, when I heard his bio, he said that he's been doing this for 20-some years, but he looks like 30 years old. So I think that's a secret that we really need to hear from him. How does he keep a young heart and also the passionate to be so successful in business and yet helping the community? So today he is going to bring a motivation speech to our young people and for our audience. So please join me. Welcome, Dr. Li-Ming Hu.
Okay, thank you, Jackie, and thanks, Director Tai. My style is that I'm not going to stand in the podium. I'm trying to walk around and try to balance both sides. So first, I didn't know that I'm going to share with people how to stay young and long. So that I'm going to set that portion to the later part. Okay, and Jackie has asked me to share the success story to motivate younger generation. Hi everyone, I see so many young people here, millennials. Hi, very happy to see you guys here. I think I'm going to change the topic. I'm going to share with you the value stories first. Okay. So when I got my degree, started to work, and I've been involved with so many startups. I started several ones, and based on my experience, I said, hey, I failed so many times. So when I started the company, Ellie Mae, and I have a pretty strong conviction that it's going to be a very successful one. Because based on the statistics, they say in the Silicon Valley, only 1 in 10 companies will make it. And I look at that and say, hey, if I failed 10 already, the next one must be a successful one, right? So I started Ellie Mae. It's a company that we do mortgage software. So my partner asked me to start a company with him, and I was like, this is wonderful. I mean, this is I'm the expert in this area. I mean, I just did a mortgage 2 weeks ago. I knew the system was broken. Okay, so what would be a great rewarding experience if you go to an industry that's huge, and yet there's not really a strong competition, right? So this is how I started the company. The things get a little bit more interesting. So 2.5 years after the company started, we were doing great, but then what I realized that hey, I found a good spot that I can see everyone. So what I realized that I woke up one day and then I found my second son to be autistic. Okay, so that was the biggest challenge of my life. I mean, I want to work hard, I want to make a lot of money, but on the other hand, the early intervention is so critical. I want to take care of my kid. So after the whole night, so I have decided that I cannot change the situation. There's no escape. But however, I can try my best. Okay, so I decided that I'm going to try my best, just take care of my son. Whatever I do, as long as I try my best, things will be okay. And 2 years passed away. So my son, it was a miracle. He opened his mouth, and the first thing he said is, "Daddy." At that point, I was the happiest dad in the world. Okay. So there's quite some awakening, right? First, I realized that money, success, probably not that important because I have a success at home, right? then I remember that things kind of doesn't go the way I planned, right? So I went back, when I found my son to be autistic, I went back to my partners. I mean, company is doing well, we raised $12 million. So I told all my partners that, sorry, anime is not important to me. I have a more important project at home, which is my son. And after my son was successful, I think it's time for reconciliation, right? So I went back to the company. So I tell them, I told you I have a startup at home. That's my son. And then the next thing, I don't know what happened, but I said, anime is not important to me anyway. I said, because I have a first startup to be very successful at home. So the anime doesn't matter to me. So the funny thing is that a couple years down the road, then I realized a couple things that I could never figure out. And I started to figure out that the first one is that I get all the respect from my partners, okay? Because I take care of my family, and then I still try to work hard, but I take care of my family first. Then the second thing, I realized that, hey, I'm breaking through the glass ceiling. Because all my engineering friends, they get a comment. I heard a comment, they say, oh, this guy working hard. I mean, he should work smart to work with other people, and maybe he's not that good. So I realized that working smart is much better than working hard, right? And what I realized that even though I say I don't care about company, but I need to make sure I can hire someone smarter. I can get someone really work together to get the company going. And so people say, hey, you have good organization skill. And so this is all the things I learned that not that obvious. Then the next thing I did is that I went out to raise $2.5 million. $3 million, I built a center for the children and adults with special needs. And I've been helping the community and doing a lot of work for them. And then I realized that that's the most rewarding experience. Okay. So what's interesting is that I met so many people. I learned one thing most important. It's called leadership. When you work for a nonprofit organization, when you need someone to follow you, when you need someone to work weekends and days, so you need to have a vision. You need to have passion. And you need to have someone believe in you, because you cannot fire these people. You cannot pay people enough to have a passion to follow you. So that's what I learned. So I applied a lot of what I learned from nonprofit organization, applied to work. And so our company was very successful, went public, and doing very well. And right now, coming back to the staying young, right? So I have a story to tell everyone. So the story said CNN, they found that one place in Asia, there's a lot of the people living very, very old. So they went to this place, and then it's like the sun's getting dark. So they found this guy, and they say, how old are you? 101. So they followed him home, and then, can we interview you? We want to understand why you can live so long, and be so happy. Right? So they set up all the camera, and then doing all the interview, and then it's getting late. So this old guy say, I eat well, I do a lot of healthy activities, I eat very healthy, and I go to bed very early, so I have good sleep. This is what I think the doctor wants say in the afternoon, right? This is all the good element for the longevity. Then, what they realized that there's someone drunk, and then coming back to to the house, and then that was at almost midnight, and then someone was singing, and then obviously drunk and having a good time, and then so the reporter was curious. Reporter asked, "What happened to this? What happened? What happened? Who's that?" And this guy said, "Oh, you know, it's my father. I told him not to go out and then get drunk every night, and then this is what he's doing that every time." So that there's no response.